Guys, I'm Dipali Agarwal and welcome back to my YouTube channel ForMyScholars. So in the last video we have discussed about the introduction of queue. Now we will see the implementation of queue data structures. So implementation of queue is possible using two ways, that is using arrays and using linked list. But in this video we will see the implementation of queue using arrays only. So let's get started. One more important thing, now you can join us on our Telegram channel, where you will get the placement preparation material, gate related questions and the notes of data structures. So you can join us using a link that is given in description box below. So now let's get started with the video. So before proceeding further, I would like to tell you something very important. If you are a student or a working professional who is looking for a great career in software development, then you have to think about aspects like what's trendy in the industry, what kind of questions are asked in the interviews, what's the thought process behind the architecture of great applications, how to improve your CodeChef ranking. If you are interested in all of this, then an academy is providing you a platform where you will get all of this. Our hosts are working with some of the top companies like Google, Amazon, to name a few. There are 7-star coders on CodeChef and are industry experts with years of experience. In live episodes, you get an opportunity to ask tech HRs about top 20 questions asked in industries, and also you get your resume and your college personal projects improved by getting them reviewed by expert SDEs. Participate in mock interviews and learn courses on programming languages, cloud computing, blockchain, crypto, tech aspects of digital marketing, data analytics and many more. So you can join me in these live shows every Saturday, Sunday at 10 p.m. in which I used to talk to the employees of different big tech companies. They share their life journey, how they improve themselves, how they build their programming logics and how upskills themselves. So if you are interested in such type of live shows, what you exactly have to do, you have to open this link. It's given in description box below. Now click on login, enter your mobile number. You will get an OTP at your mobile number. Just enter that, and now you will see just click on get subscription. You will see the subscription is available for $999. What you have to do, you just have to enter my code, that is Dipali10. You will get it for $899. So all the best. Okay, so while we are implementing queue using array, we will implement all these functions. So first function to be implemented is underflow condition. Underflow condition is same as we discussed in case of stack. When there exists no element in the queue, then the condition will be known as underflow condition. How we will represent it? Let's suppose it's a queue and there is no element in the queue. In that case, the value of front will be -1. Also, the value of rear will be -1. So if we write it, we will write it like this: front f is equals to -1 and r is equals to -1. In that case, this condition will be known as underflow condition. What this condition will be used whenever you want to delete some data, means whenever you want to dequeue some data from the queue. In that case, first you will have to check underflow condition, because we don't want the compiler to create any error or exception. So first we will have to check underflow condition. Now if we talk about overflow condition, overflow condition means, as we are implementing queue using array, in that case the size of the queue will be fixed. We will have to initialize some size, fixed size of the array, in which we will insert the data, enqueue the data, and that array will be considered as a queue. So you will have to fix the size of that queue. Let's suppose the size of the queue is 10. That means the queue can contain maximum 10 elements, 0 to 9 elements. Okay, so now let's suppose all the elements are there, total 10 elements are here. Now if you want to insert any other element, means you want to insert 11th element in this queue, that situation is obviously will create an exception, that is array out of index exception, and we don't want the compiler to create this exception. So first, whenever we want to enqueue some data in the queue, we will check overflow condition. So how we can check that? We will write if rear is equals to, let's suppose the size of the array is n, is equals to n-1. In that case, what the situation will be known as overflow condition. Okay, why this condition? Because as I mentioned in the last video also, whenever you enqueue some data in the queue, the value of rear will be increased. So let's suppose there is value some 10, 20, 30 and 40. So rear will point to the last number, the last element that you have inserted. So if the value of r, the value of rear is equals to the last index of the array, that means r is equals to n minus 1, that situation will be known as overflow condition, and we will check the overflow condition whenever we want to enqueue some data in the queue. Okay, now next come to the enqueue function. Okay, so initially what will happen, initially the value of front and rear will be minus 1. Okay, so this is front, this is minus. See, f and r both are variable. You can use any variable here. You can write front and you can write rear also. That's totally up to you. So let's create a function for enqueue. As I mentioned, whenever you want to enqueue some data in the queue, in that case first you will have to check the condition. Which condition? Overflow condition. So we will write the function for overflow condition here, and then in else we will write the code for enqueue. So first you will check overflow condition. If this condition is true, in that case else part will not be executed. If there is no overflow condition, in that case we will enqueue the data, and now we will write the code to enqueue the data in else part. So what we will write? So initially, as I mentioned in the last video also, when f and r both the values are minus 1, in that case when you put the first value, let's suppose you have put 10 as the first element of the queue, in that case the value of front and rear both will be increased. Okay, in the first case only. So we will write here if f is equals to minus 1 and r is equals to minus 1, in that case front is equals to 0 and r equals to 0, means we have increased the value of f and r both. Else what we will write? Else what we will do? We will just increase the value of r equal to r plus 1, that is rear. Let's suppose if we see in this condition itself, let's suppose you have inserted 20 here. Okay, in that case the value of rear will be increased, nothing else. Okay, the value of front will be same, but the value of r will be increased. Let's suppose now you have insert 30, in that case r will be 2, 40, r will be 3. Okay, so here I am written r equals to r plus 1, and now let's suppose the value of the name of this queue is q. You have created an array named q, so we will write qr is equals to item that you want to insert. Okay, nothing else. That's all for this enqueue function. Okay, this code in Eclipse also, but here I am just giving you an idea. Now if we talk about dequeue. Dequeue means you want to delete some data from the queue. Okay, in this case front will be 0 and r equals to 2. So as we are writing dequeue function, so first what we will check? We will check the condition. Which condition? Underflow condition, because we are deleting some data. So we will write the code to check underflow condition here, and in else part what we will write? We will write f equal to f plus 1. That's all, because if we delete a data from queue, then you can delete only 10. You don't have any choice to delete 20 and 30. If you want to delete some data from a particular index, then you will have to shift the data to another queue or to another data structure, and then you can delete the data from a particular location. But if you want to just delete the data using dequeue function, then you can delete only the element from front. Okay, so if you delete 10 here, then the value of front will be increased and it will become 1, f equals to 1. Okay, now let's suppose you want to delete some other data also, then 20 will be deleted and the value of front will be increased and it will point to 2. Okay, so this is the code for this. Now if we talk about the display function, function means to traverse all the data of the queue. In that case what will happen? Let's suppose this space is free, then in that case front will be point to this and rear will point to this. Okay, so what we will write? We just have to put a for loop that will be start from front and that will end to rear. Okay, and I equals to f and I equals less than equals to r, and then we will just print the value of q of I. That's all. Okay, now let's write it to the Eclipse. So this is the code of stack using array that we wrote in previous video. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this and we'll write it in queue using array wala function. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just delete the code of this. Actually, why I have copied this data, because I want to write the code in the same format itself. What we exactly want, we want to create this do while loop so that user can get the choices when he wants to delete enqueue the data, when he wants to dequeue the data, when he wants to display the data. So I just want to follow the same pattern. That's why I just copied the code. Now I am just deleting it. So if we talk about this function, main function, let's make it correct. Queue array. Okay, main function scanner class. Now we will create a class over we will create a class named queue. We will create it here. Do loop, press 1 to enqueue, press 2 to dequeue, press 3 to display, enter choice. Okay, switch one. Now we will create the functions with the name enqueue, dequeue and display, and all these things will be same here. Now let's come to this class queue. The name of this class is queue that I have written here, this one. Okay, now we will implement enqueue, dequeue and display functions. Int f is equals to -1 and r is equals to -1. F and r are representing front and rear. Okay, these are variable. You can write any variable here as per your choice. Now we have created an array for this queue, so let's name it as queue. Okay, so first function is enqueue function. We will write enqueue function, okay, and then we will write dequeue function here. And let's delete this code. Okay, and the display function, it will also be deleted. Okay, so now let's start writing the code. So first one is enqueue. Okay, so as I mentioned, in enqueue function, first we will check for overflow condition. This overflow condition is if r is equals to n minus 1. So I'll write it here. If r is equals to n minus 1. What is n? N is the size of the queue. Here I have mentioned it here. Okay, so if this condition is true, in that case what we will have to do, we will just print a statement here, that is overflow condition. Now we will write the code for insertion, that is enqueue, in else part. So in else part, what we have to write, this code. Okay, if f equals to -1 and r equals to -1, if f is equals to -1 means there is no element in the queue. And now if we want to insert some data, in that case what we have to do, we have to increase the value of f as well as r also. R is equals to 0. Okay, else means there exists some data already. In that case what we will do, we will just increase the value of rear. Okay, and q r is equals to, what we will write here, we will take some input from the user, and we do not take that input from the user. So first we will ask for the data from the user, enter the data, and if it's true, in that case what we will do, qr is equals to I. What I contains? I contains the data that user will insert, and here also we will write qr is equals to I. Okay, so this is the code for enqueue. Now we will write it for dequeue. First we will check for underflow condition. In that case, if f equals to -1 and r is equals to -1, in that case we will just give a statement here, that is system.out.else we will just increase the value of front. F equals to F plus 1 plus 1. That's all. Okay, now come to the display part. Items are, we will just insert a for loop here, and I is equals to we will start from front and will end to R, I plus plus Q of R, Q of I, sorry, Q of I. Okay, that's all, I guess. So let's execute it and we'll see is there any exception or error. So first one is press 1 to enqueue. Okay, enter data 10, 0, we want to go back to menu, again 1, 20, 0, 1, 30. So I have inserted 10, 20 and 30. Now let's display it. Press 3. So yes, items are 10, 20, 30. Again I have not inserted /n, so that's why it's showing it like this. Anyways, now go back to menu again. Now I want to dequeue some data, so I'll press 2. So what it will do, it will delete 10 from the queue. Okay, so now we should have only 20 and 30 in the queue. So let's print it, enter choice 3, so 20 and 30. Okay, means our code is running correct. So this is all about this, implementation of queue using array. Now in the next video we will see the implementation of queue using linked list. Okay guys, I hope this video is going to help you a lot. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon, and if you have any query you can ask in comment section below. So thank you, good luck.